Please rise for our national anthem.
Deontay's not in the photo, but everybody throw your X up. And throw your Zen up. We have a new stream platform, baby. We have a new stream platform. So we'll now be on Zencaster, no longer with the other company we won't mention because, defamation lawsuits. But
They will not be named.
yeah, we'll stray away from that. But it is, a bank of a water body. Anyway, so we'll start off because we have a lot to go through. We have 3 festivals and a concert, probably 2 of the biggest festivals in the country. Electric Forest and Bonnaroo. And then Deontay, what was yours? Camp Nowhere as well.
Camp Nowhere.
Camp Nowhere. Well, this is a rare situation when I'll volunteer to go first. Little solo, regular old boring concert. I saw Ghastly, so we'll start off there. Saw Ghastly at the Ritz in Tampa. We'll make it pretty quick. He actually was.
Hey, no show is too small, bro.
That is true. And it was a last second send too. I had been wanting to go. My brother didn't want to go because he had spent a lot of money recently, and I was like, okay, cool. But I mean, you're living at home, like you can save a shit ton of money. So I don't know. Guess you couldn't afford $25, but so Ghastly last second send. I had a few friends that had dropped out on plans to hang out with their parents, and they're like, "Yo, we're gonna go." I was like, "Absolutely, let's go." So watched the Lightning game. That was the day they won. So I had a good pregame going into it. Went to the show. Actually, really freaking good. Top 3 show I've seen at the Ritz. He started off
his album was fucking fire.
So. It was, and he played a lot of it. But he also, he played Joyride too. So automatic, minimum A- set. But Drezzo opened up for him. Drezzo opened up for him. He was fucking sick too. A short 45-minute set. So he got the night started. Really set the tone, and then. 45 minutes into Ghastly set where he was playing a lot of his album, a lot of bass house, some melodic dubstep. He just has this transitional scene that I sent in the group chat. You guys were off the grid, so I think Cam might have been the only one to see it, but it was
nuts.
This Pokemon scene, and it was him running into something, and then goes to battle, and it's his logo in the background, and at the it's you want to fight Ghastly. And then it just goes
into Ghastly.
It goes. Oh, Ghastly has now evolved into ... And then it changes on the screen to Gengar. And it's Gengar, and he comes out with his fucking Gengar light up mask, and it was just heavy fucking wubs the last 45 minutes, and it was disgusting. Really cool set. He had a lot of energy. Was really involved with the crowd. So yeah, it was definitely one of the more fun nights I went to the Ritz, and those are the impromptu nights that we live for. So if you ever decide,
we love a good impromptu show.
Yeah,
we do.
That's the best memories.
Go absolutely. So kept it short, kept it under 5, even with the SWAT team raiding. Cam, Dantas, Camp Nowhere. Festival number 1 of 3. Festival number 1 of 3 in a month.
Are we going to start at Camp Nowhere? Or are we going to start at All right, cool. Yeah, we'll start at Camp Nowhere. So Camp Nowhere was a small day festival thrown here. It was in Austin and Dallas. It was the week after Forecastle, I think. The week after Forecastle. Yeah. So we did it in Austin and Dallas. The lineup was More Kismet, Evan Gia, LPGOB, Fletcher, Nora Ampere, Lane 8, and Porter Robinson. Wow. Fire lineup. It was in Austin during the day at an amphitheater, so it was hot as fuck. This place usually doesn't allow you to have hydration packs and shit. It was 105. So they were like, yeah, please bring your hydration packs. But it's 45 minutes outside of the city, so they had a shuttle going. So we pre-gamed at this bar, got shuttled out, pretty much made it there for the end of LPGOB, right at the end of LPGOB. I wasn't too upset. I caught maybe 10, 15 minutes of her set, but I've seen her like 4 times this summer, so it wasn't like I need to be there type
Yeah,
thing.
yeah.
Fletcher I had never seen before, but it's all right. I don't think she really matched the bill of the lineup. She was kind of like a singy, like pop, like a DJ chick. I don't know. It's interesting.
Alien or something like that.
Yeah, pretty much like Alien. Yeah, didn't hate it, didn't love it. Probably wouldn't go out of my way to see her if she was on the lineup. But then we went into Nora, who is slowly but surely just not even slowly. She is just quickly rising.
I was about to say, the way you've been talking about her lately, like she could be like in your like current top 5.
She is quick. She is quickly rising as one of my favorite. I'm not even going to limit her to female DJs as one of my favorite DJs. This girl throws. This not girl. This woman puts on a fucking show. Puts on a goddamn show. Like she has the crowd by the, and it's just like this fucking just like she just puts you in the fucking trance, dude. It's like deep trancey house, just like hard fucking bass kicks.
I
Just
love her.
and she throws in those like fucking sick ass remixes of different like her Stranger remixes shits on Dom Dolla's Strangers, the original song. I will play that one every fucking time over Dom Dolla's Stranger. Like she's easily becoming one of my favorite DJs right now. So that was like one of my favorite sets of that night. Lane 8 came in. He had like an hour, 50-minute set. Slayed it. It was like my 3rd time seeing Lane 8 this summer. Same thing with him. It's just a fucking, yeah, literally. Same thing with him, dude. He just comes in and just fucking starts going nuts. Like everyone's like, from what I've heard, whenever he does like the 3-hour sets and shit at like his normal shows without the, like you can't have cameras and shit like that. Everyone's like, oh, it's like a build up. It's a show. It's like a whole like cinematography type thing. Every time I've seen him, he's just started off just hot, and just keeps it going for the whole fucking time. The lights are there, the visuals are there, the energy is there, and it's just so fucking vibey. Speaking of that, Lane, they just dropped his newest 2022 summer mixtape.
Saw that.
Go
right
check
as
it out.
Odessa dropped the no sleep mix.
Yeah, I still need to peep that too.
Same, I'll hear
and then Porter Robinson ended it. Honestly, not as good as the Forecastle set. It was good. I thought Lane 8 should have closed down. Honestly,
but Nora was your favorite.
Nora was my favorite, hands down. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. If I had to rank them, I'd say Nora, Lane 8, then Porter. Porter just, I'll touch on this later. But
oversaturation of the market. That's what it is.
No. I'll touch on this later whenever we get to Electric Forest and Bonnaroo. I'll explain why Porter's set wasn't as good.
The fourth leg of the bender. Got it. All right.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
that was.
This was like a little. This was a little intermission to the second half of the bender.
A side story. It's a side quest.
So it was EDC, Forecastle, Camp Nowhere. It was like a little side mission, and then Bonnaroo Forest.
Jesus Christ! I mean, you really, like if there's a 4 horsemen of EDM festivals, I think you hit them.
Yeah,
you did.
Yeah.
You're missing Ultra. You're literally missing Ultra, and that's it.
But yeah, so transitioning from that, I think we're gonna hand it over to Cam now. Speaking of Bonnaroo.
Speaking of Bonnaroo,
hot.
We'll start with the SWAT team story. It's very relevant right now.
All right, let's start off hot. So, it was day 1 and 2. We're being very reckless with consumption. Let's just say that. Long story short, we ended up having a massive group. Instead of 9, we ended our campsite with like 18, 20 plus. So, Liam is sitting next to me at the campsite with a dispensary jar, not open, no weed out or anything like that. But I look up and I see 2 sheriffs kind of like standing on the campsite across from us.
And this was after the first day?
No. This is like Saturday morning, maybe like 1 or 1.
Like day 3. This is day 3.
Yeah. So I see a couple sheriffs, and I look over at Liam and go, "Yo, put the fucking weed away. Like, put it away." And like we're not even rolling anything; it's just out. And they start walking over and they walk up, and the guy goes, "Y'all like to play puff puff pass?" And so at first they're like,
Classic sheriff
Yeah,
line.
what a
"All
lame
right,
walk-up line.
it's two of them. It's two of
Yeah,
them."
he like tips the hat.
So at
Hey,
first
boss.
we laugh and we play along, and we're thinking it's not going to be that bad, and it just turns south quick. Will Griner is sitting right next to the first cop, looks over, searches his fanny pack. So Griner wasn't staying at our campsite, so he probably packed for the day. So thank God, whatever he packed for the day was either not in the fanny pack or hidden very well in the fanny pack.
Or consumed.
Or consumed, correct. But like, keep in mind, dude, this is at like 11 or 12. Like,
Oh,
Deontay
shit.
is still playing from the night before because he hasn't gone to sleep. It's like maybe 12:45 or 1. So they weren't drawn to the noise. They were doing checks down the lanes, looking into campsites to see if they could see anything. Just total assholes. They end up searching Liam's bag. They stick around for like 5 minutes. They say classic cop bait lines like, "All right, we already found one thing. What else do we got to search?" And if they would open the cars, it would have been real bad.
Yeah, they're using fear. That's all they do.
Exactly. So they searched Liam's entire camelback, which, if you don't know, Liam's camelback is basically his baby. It's a full backpack too. So didn't get anything there. But long story short, damage control. They took the weed, took a grinder, let us go. No tickets. But what could have happened would have been very, very, very bad.
Oh yeah, you were like sitting on the
I
cliff.
thought that, they didn't expect us to be like, "Oh no, Mr. Officer, please go check our cars. We have everything in there." Like, oh, just fucking
Yeah,
let's
we're
leave
gonna
it.
tell you the truth because we think we'll get off easier
Oh my
if we
God,
tell you that
I'm
we
gonna
have 8 grams of Molly in our shoe.
It
I'm
was,
27 and I've never been caught by the cops before. I don't know what to do.
and like
You're
when I
taking the trip down the Magic Dragon. You're taking a puff of the Magic
Yeah.
Dragon.
You guys hitting the devil's
Scott.
lettuce this
You
weekend.
get a Scott. It's weed. You'll learn. You'll learn the force.
when I say we were like, how like in 19 we were cautious. We were, it was a lot of our first times. We were just being outrageous the first 2 days. So all in all, could have gone way worse. Glad what happened. Minor loss. Okay, so going into my notes for Bonnaroo. So first, I want to start with the changes. They closed the entrance that we took in 19. So you had one entrance, and it was the entrance to the arch. Day one, as far as the line, wasn't bad, but as the days progressed, it got awful.
Yeah, when more people started camping.
Twitter was blowing up about the line. One day we were quite literally still like in line, but back in the campsite, and they ended up opening up like the floodgate in the middle, and everyone just kind of like took off. So we got lucky that day. We never really had to wait too long. Stage changes. They took away Calliope, and they completely redid the woods. So where when you walk in, there's a little like Bacardi tent stage, and you've got to walk all the way to the back of the woods to get to the stage. But remember how in 19 you had to go through like that little tiny entrance to get into the stage area. So people were kind of blocked off and like kind of hung back. This was a very open thing. And the stage was a giant disco ball with the middle cut out for the DJ. So that was pretty
cool. That.
So Thursday, we just had a wild Thursday. Bonnaroo crushed it for day one. Started with Repno. Honey Drip was awesome on the farm, and Medusa was always a crowd pleaser. The other stage was more or less the EDM stage. So they added the stage, and then if you're looking at it, there were 2 pods. Those pods were full visual screens with lasers on top and speakers, and then 2 more pods a little bit farther back. So like they crushed that stage, absolutely murdered it.
Yeah, the production looked a lot better.
It was awesome. So after Repno was Closey, obviously very just an awesome set. Color of Your Soul on the farm. It had just gotten dark outside, so like all her visuals were smacking. Quick funny story. Jeff, the other group, offered us some funny chocolates to share because they were going to melt. So Jeff eats some, turns around, passes it to me. I figure Jeff already bit half and I'm supposed to eat the rest. So I popped the whole thing in my mouth. Little do I know everyone was taking tiny bites off of this thing. So right in the middle of Closey, my world flips upside down, and all the water in my stomach had to come out quick. So that was how a lot of people. I pulled a Stasiak, and that was a lot of people's first impression of me. But I did it quietly, did it quickly, didn't really have to move much, and like I said, it was dark.
Is this
But
his
moving
first
on,
festival?
but moving on, Griffin absolutely blew us away. It was his first live performance since 2019. Wild setup. It took him like 35 minutes to set the stage up. He had an elevated stage to where he could walk down it, and it was kind of like arched upwards. Tie Me Down, You Were Loved. I mean, he played it all, and he had everybody on a heartstring. The guitar was awesome. Production was great. Just hands down one of my favorite sets on Thursday.
Please bring the live show to North Coast. Please
That's what
bring
I'm
the
saying.
live show.
Oh, we've got it, dude. In the city,
Please.
After
can't
that
imagine.
performance and the reception of that performance, he has to.
There's just no way. And I mean, it really wasn't that big of a bitch to set it up, but anyway. So to close it out was Side Piece, and that was my first time seeing Side Piece, and that energy was nuts, absolutely insane. Going from a Griffin kind of sing along, heavy guitar to just upbeat, awesome, quick EDM was so much fun.
They're
House,
so much fun.
On My Mind, Sextasy, but you're just a side piece. Like all of it was just so fucking
Dude,
good.
they throw in like so many popular songs and just like mix it perfectly with the house.
There was never a dull moment. I don't think they stopped. I don't think there was a transition that was slow the entire set. So that closed out Thursday. Friday was a little bit of a mix-up day. We got to go to Tublo in the early.
You want to alternate days with Deontay? There's 4 days.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, Deontay hit
I was
Friday.
gonna say Deontay, the Bender man is waiting.
Yeah, I could hit Friday. Like Cam said, we kind of we started off today with a little bit switch up from EDM. We hit Tovlo. I don't know if you guys have seen Tovlo, but
I know you loved her at Coachella.
I loved her, and she is one for the women. She's all about freeing the nipple. She pulls her tits out in every show, and like that's just always like a cherry on top. She's up there fucking singing her ass off, performing, and she's in just like that era of EDM, like 2016 to 18. She was in a lot of like EDM collaboration songs.
Oh, yeah.
So she sings all of those on stage, including her own shit that she puts out as well. Like she has a fucking collection.
That's how it
I was
should be.
blown away by how many songs I thought I didn't know by Tuvlo, that when she started singing, I was like, wait, I know every word to this
Did she
song.
play Win Win by Diplo, or is that too housey?
I didn't hear that one.
It might have been a little too early for that. It was
Yeah.
still this was at
It was like 4. It was like 4 o'clock.
Yeah,
It was like
4:30.
4 o'clock.
That's fair.
Yeah, but no. So that's how we started off today, and then we migrated over to Isaiah Rashad, and it was all right. I liked it because I like his music. I think he could have been on a better stage.
Okay.
But they did give him the keys to Chattanooga.
I saw that.
It was so
Is he
funny.
from there?
Because he's like, yeah, who's out there from Chattanooga? It's like nobody, nigga, just you. You're literally probably the only dude I know from Chattanooga. But yeah, the mayor came out and gave him the keys to the city.
Kind of sick.
We probably saw like half of that one, and then a couple of us split off. We went to go see. It's like me, Bree, and one of our other friends, Abby. We went to go see Jay Wara. She was just a vibe up there, killing it. She's at the other stage, incredible stage. Just very housey set. So we enjoyed the rest of that. Chris Lorenzo comes up, and then we see like Cam, Jeff, and Liam running over in the distance with their fucking horse totems, galloping over.
I got there like right at the end of Jay Wara because I stayed for Robert Plant, lead singer of Led Zeppelin, and was just not disappointed whatsoever. But ran
That's
to him,
sick.
caught the end of Jay Wara with them, and then Lorenzo started.
Yeah, and then Chris Lorenzo started. And this is my first like solo. This is my first time seeing Chris Lorenzo at all, honestly. But first time absolutely seeing him solo. Did not disappoint. Like just a house fucking throwdown set. It was like one of those like 1:30 to 3 a.m. house throwdown sets, but it was
Beauty.
at
At night.
8:45
Yeah.
9:45. And then he played that. He played Song of the Weekend. He played Miracle Maker. Obviously, I heard that
Ooh,
on the farm. But yeah, he just did da. He's in there fucking vibing, dude. Yeah.
that is such a
He
slapper.
got done, and so there was supposed to be a 15-minute transition period between each DJ on Friday. But John Summit went on Twitter and kind of went on a rant about it. He's like, I could understand if we were like live instrument DJs playing stuff, but all we got to do is plug in and start and press play. So like, give us those 15 extra minutes. So every DJ just went like maybe like a minute intermission between everyone before they started playing.
Nice.
Summy came out. Oh my God.
There goes that man.
He
Seriously.
blew the fucking roof off.
He's just so good.
When I tell you, he has gotten better progressively every time that I've seen him. There is no exaggeration. No
100%.
set has been even close to being the same. Over the past year, I think I've seen him 6 times. Every set has been immensely different.
Yeah.
And this
So much
this
music.
set was just fucking insane. And Bree, my girlfriend, was like midway through the set, she's like, he hasn't gotten like too like much into his techno stuff yet. So she's like, I think I still like the EDC set more. He just goes on a fucking 15-minute
Editor. Yeah.
rampage.
Oh yeah.
And she was like, okay, this is better. This is better. It's like, yeah, just ended it with a fucking bang. It was absolutely nuts. And then a few of us walked over to J. Cole while some stayed back for Disclosure. It was a little underwhelming. The energy from the farm was not there.
Mickey, close your ears.
Yeah,
No,
he
no,
already told me this. He already told me
no.
this.
I mean,
Oh, that's
J.
right. You
Cole-
guys had a
J.
weekend
Cole-
at Forest. My bad. I'm behind.
Yeah,
Suckers.
J. Cole was outstanding. Just like there was no crowd support. I feel like
That's upsetting.
every time he'd say something or like look for a reaction from the crowd, it was just like a yeah. It was like, all right, well, let's go catch that
Damn.
second half of Disclosure. So we caught like the middle of the second half of Disclosure, and they were going in. So
Cam, did you see all of Disclosure?
No, I did the same thing as D. I did
Okay,
half
okay.
of J.
yeah. So we made it. So I made it a point to like, all right, I'm not missing a second of Disclosure when I see them next week at Electric Forest, because we had to leave them early to go see Millennium. And as soon as I'm leaving, you guys know how I feel about this song. As soon as I'm leaving, they start playing Nocturnal
Oh yeah.
wow.
with The Weeknd, and I'm literally like turning around, like backpedaling, facing straight. Like, please don't leave me, guys. Like drawn in between like Nocturnal and Millennium, and I'm like, oh god damn it! But I'm like, fuck, I don't want to lose the group. I'm like, it was the most sad thing. Like, we couldn't pick another fucking moment to leave the stage. But
Yeah.
so we
You're gonna
left.
see him in a week.
Yeah, I was gonna see him in a week. But still, that song. Come on, dog. I have an XO tattoo. Like, I will not miss a Weeknd song.
That's fair.
But so we left that set to go see Millennium at the Witch stage. They should not have had him at the Witch stage. They should have had him at the other stage. The production at the Witch stage was slightly lacking this year.
So is the sound.
The sound was lacking. It
Damn.
didn't really do Millennium justice. His visuals were not that good. Song choice was awesome. The set was cool. But like, I don't know. It was a little underwhelming.
Not your best
Big
Millennium set.
Not my favorite Millennium set. No, not even close. But like after hearing his like ultra sets and like all the other sets from this tour, I'm like, oh, it's gonna fucking smack. But it was, We'll discuss that later.
Yeah.
So we leave Millennium. We leave Millennium. We leave Millennium a little early. Catch the end of LPGOB. And then Lane 8, the 3-hour sunrise bender.
Oof.
Again, it's one of those times where it's like, oh, Lane 8, 3-hour set. He's gonna think, pace himself. Start off a little low key. Me and Cam look at each other and like within the first hour, we're like, if this is pacing himself.
He played every single known song within the first hour. I look over at D and I go, what the fuck is he gonna play for the next 2 hours?
I was like, how the fuck is this gonna end?
Oh man.
And
it was
like unreleased stuff?
He just played everything. Like I have everything under the domain of Lane 8 and fucking that genre of music was played. Like,
there were times where my Shazam was not picking up IDs, and I was like, all right, he's in his fucking bag.
Yeah.
All right.
It was a great way to cap off a pretty long Friday night, I'm not gonna lie.
Cam, your turn with Saturday. You guys got 10 minutes for the last 2 days.
All right, so
13 minutes. I'll give you 13 minutes.
So Saturday, like D said, long day. People were moving slow in the morning. It was one of those days where
understandable.
D took a nap from I think 1 to 4, 1
Mickey,
to 5.
passing.
So me, Jeff, Bree, and D stayed back, and I'm glad we did because I was not ready to go in at 4 o'clock for an all-time low. Looking at everyone that went to Bonnaroo.
Nah.
Or everyone that went to All Time Low, looking at you. So we stick back and we went to LPGOB's Dead set in the woods, and I thought it was the gem of the weekend. There was no one there, absolutely no one. We got there,
which is crazy.
I'm so jealous.
And there was maybe 10 people tops, and then it started to fill in.
Yeah.
But when I say fill in, probably capped at 40 people tops. Her parents were front row, so cool. They were jamming along the whole time. Ripping guitar, you could Jerry edits, White Stripes edits, she just mixed everything in that kind of genre. It was so cool the way she did it all. The piano hand cam was going crazy. Just love her so much. It was awesome.
I see her piano hand cam was maybe one of my favorite visuals.
Hands down.
It's awesome.
So we moved from there into BTSM. So BTSM is at the EDM stage with the cool visuals, but we end up standing on the left side of the pods. So this is when we discover that the pods have a horrible feedback issue. And if you're not in the middle of the pods, you are hearing maybe 3-second lag from the stage off the pod. And it kind of sucked. So right off the bat, BTSM has incredible technical issues. They blue-balled the whole set on their first drop. They had to run off the stage, come back, fix it. The reason we knew they fucked up was because the visuals kept going. So no music, but just the visuals. So
that was actually one of the few live streams I had seen on the weekend, and I saw them run off. I was like, wait, was that it? They just started, and then they came back on and started throwing it on again. I was like, that's kind of weird.
They looked at each other, and then they went under the table. And honestly, I thought they were gonna pop up and do something cool, and I just saw them run away. I was like, oh fuck! And then the music stopped. But anyway, after they came back on, awesome, dope ass laser beam edit by Ray Volpe, out now. Everyone, free marketing. Ray Volpe, I love you. So after BTSM was my surprise of the weekend. Said the Sky blew everyone away. Blew everyone away. There was no one there because everyone ran to either 21 Savage or Roddy Ricch or some kind of big name on a main stage.
With Suicide Boys.
Yeah, and what really stood out to me was how much Said the Sky cared about his music. I mean, he sang along to every word, every drop. He was fist pumping. He cared about it so much. It was awesome to see. Guitar, or just the way he was mixing everything, was banging. I thought it'd be really, really Sad Boy, which it was, but it was dope. It was kind of the first time you ever saw Lenium. You know what I mean? You're like, wait a second, I love this a lot, type of thing. So after him was Porter, and Porter had a conflict with Flume. So we got to see the first 15 minutes of Porter, and then me, Dee, Bree, and Hannah looked at each other and we were like, yo, let's go get a good spot for Flume. Like, we've seen Porter much times. So we fight our way to the front of the crowd at Flume. There's about 5 minutes up before he starts, bumping our shoulders through. We get all the way to the front, and we get a great spot. Then the lights go out, music starts, and the kid standing directly in front of Bree passes the fuck out backwards onto Bree, and then starts convulsing and like frothing at the mouth. Hannah Phillips
drops.
Like I didn't see him drop. I heard it like that. I look over because I heard a loud ass noise, and it was his head hitting the ground. So he starts frothing and shit, and Hannah Phillips was a nurse. So I look away. I grab Deontay. I'm like, don't look. Just don't look. Hannah just can't let it go because, I mean, she's a nurse.
Yeah.
So turns this guy on his side, helps him. He comes
Shout out
back.
to Hannah.
We are screaming medic for 15 minutes and no one comes. He passes out a second time and then starts convulsing worse. Hannah said that the second time she checked his pulse, there wasn't a pulse. So it was like just a total set ruiner at the very beginning. Once the medic finally came and got him out, we all looked at each other and we were like, all right, let's go to the back. That was a lot. So calmed down, the back, got to listen to the rest of Flume. Still a great set, but when something like that happens that close to you, it's kind of like, holy fucking shit.
Dude, Jesus.
So left Flume, but no fireworks for Flume. No fireworks anywhere. Like, that was a huge disappointment for me.
I think the only time...
Everywhere for Odessa. Everywhere for those main stage.
Odessa, Post.
All of the main stage.
Childish Gambino.
Flume was at the main stage?
No, he was at the Witch stage.
I think only the main stage has the fireworks.
Oh, really? That would make sense.
I believe so.
So we leave Flume. We catch the end of Nora, and like Deontay said, just incredible. We heard her play the Escape remix, heard her play her Rufus remix, just blessed on the last couple songs.
Wow.
And then that led us into the 3-hour Chris Lake Sunrise set of
fucking gauntlet.
Summer.
Jesus.
I don't think my chest stopped vibrating for 4 hours. Like, when we got back to the campsite, I was still like shaking. It was.
I'll put it like this, just to interject there. Lane 8 played until sunrise. We left probably with like, I don't know, probably like 40 minutes left within the Lane 8 set. Like, we saw the sun start coming up, but everyone in our campsite was gone. And I felt bad because I was like, fuck, he's still playing. Like, let's go get back. Let's go drink a little bit. Chris Lake, our whole campsite left. It was me, Bree, Griner, Hannah Phillips, and Cam. I think that was it. We were like, fuck no, we are staying.
I'm not leaving.
Like, this motherfucker is going in right now.
That mentality.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, awesome way to end Saturday night or Saturday morning, I guess. It was one of those walk homes where, like, cotton candy sky, you see the Ferris wheel. It's like why you went to Bonnaroo in the first place. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I know
what you mean.
On to
I think we're all familiar with it. Cam.
No, that's why I said it's one of those ones, because I know you guys know. But on to Deontay for Sunday.
Yep, you got 3 minutes. It's the shortest day too.
No, I thought you said I had I thought you said we had.
Oh
13.
yeah, I gave it you 4. You got 6 minutes. Yeah. So my apologies. Not to put you on a time.
It's the shortest day, so we can get it done. I'll leave time for us to do our like top 5s and honorable mentions. It's a short day. We saw a few sets. It was a bender of a day leading up to the entrance of the festival. I ended up in Cam's trunk for 10 minutes. I was kind of dragging ass.
Help us leave. Let's just say that they packed our bag.
Yeah, the paper got the best of us that day. I worked it out. I worked it out really hard that day. I literally walked in just my fucking shaman pants and slides, no socks, toes out, camelback and pashmina, feet dirty as shit by the time I get into the entrance. We get in there, we get to see Tasha Tana, fucking amazing. I love that. I love her to death. She's the shit. Like, she's so fucking good. Even better live. Just doesn't get any better than that. She's like one of my favorite artists ever.
She did it all.
After that, we go to the other stage for the fucking gauntlet. Dom Bresky, Super groovy set.
Oh, it was awesome.
Such good energy. Just ringing in the fucking people. Everyone's starting to like come in. They hear the fucking house music going. People are fucking getting amped. He finishes. Fucking flip the switch.
Quickly.
G Jones. G
Dombreski
Jones.
into G Jones.
Yes.
Dombreski has like very colorful, vibrant backgrounds. Flip switch.
Black and
Everything
white.
is just black and white, demonic, bass rattling, like you could like feel it in your fucking bones.
Love
It was
that
insane.
complete 180.
He was dropping so many fucking remixes. It was awesome. It's one of the better G Jones sets I've seen, honestly. Like that, he put some work into that fucking set.
Nice.
Go see
And
G.
then,
Jones. It was awesome.
yeah, if you have not seen G Jones recently, go see G Jones. He fucking threw the fuck down. His visuals have gotten better and better every time I see him. They're still black and white, but oh my lord.
They have that
And
Porter
then,
vibe where it's like the internet now.
yeah, exactly. And then from G Jones, we go into Rez.
Space mommy.
Space mom.
Love her.
Space mommy.
Space
Beam
mommy.
me up.
Take my
Beam
soul.
me up, Rez. She literally convulsed my soul out of my body. Like it's fucking ugh.
There's a video someone took in the other group of a guy that we like became friends with, and he turns and pans to the screen or like the stage, and then he turns and pans to me and Deontay with both of our hands on our heads with our jaw on the floor. Just the classic.
Yeah.
I need to see that video. Send that video in the group message. I need to see
when
that.
I tell you my jaw was on the ground the whole fucking show. Like there are probably 4 times one of the girls we were with, Amber, she like would tap her like her dude Johan, and like he'd turn around and she'd be like, look at these motherfuckers. And we're just like, oh,
That's filthy.
Oh, she played so many fucking good edits, like holy fuck. She was good at EDC. That Bonnaroo set blew me out of the fucking water. Like
she's awesome, man.
But so we ended that. That was like the last set that we saw inside of the Farm Festival grounds. And then we went back to the campsite and pre-gamed a little bit, and then went to go see Jaws at the Where in the Woods set.
Off the deep end?
For like 3 hours, off the deep end set. Money set.
Good way to end the weekend.
That's how we ended the week.
Awesome way to end it. Yep. He flew 13 hours out to play the set, and then right after he left, flew 13 hours right back out. So he only came for that. But
yeah, I saw his flights just kept getting canceled.
Yeah, he said that was the only festival he hadn't played, and he said honestly, had that not been the case, he would have like canceled his set. So that was cool that he got to get out.
Well,
oh yeah.
You guys finished with a minute and 15 to spare. So, top 5s, honorable mentions.
All right, I'll go first. So, Rez, set of the weekend for me. Fucking insane.
I'd love to hear that.
Once or twice, but that one was just hands down something special to behold. Number 2, John Summit. Like Deontay said, got better and better. The extended edit of Drunken High in Chicago just had everyone on a string. And then, like you said, once he got into the deep techno, it was just awesome. Number 3, honestly, LP's dead set. It was we got to sit down for the whole time. It was 7 to 9. It was just vibes. Not a whole lot of people. Just an awesome place to be. Number, was that 2 or 3?
That
was 3. Number 4 is Griffin. Absolutely bonkers live set.
Just solid top 4.
Hands down, just so cool to see. I've never seen him before either. So for me to see that as my first time, I'd say that was a win big time. Number 5 is really, really tough just because everything else, like the options left are both of the Sunrise sets.
Mm-hmm.
But up to, I'd go with Chris Lake, even though we've seen him 4 times in the past year. Shook Bonnaroo from 3 o'clock to 7 a.m. Just awesome. Honorable mentions, Nora and Said the Sky, blew me away. Both Said the Sky, never seen him before. Nora, you just know she's good. Honorable mention, Side Piece. We'll be back. We'll be back.
Honorable mentions for the honorable mentions. Zontis.
It's funny. I did the same thing.
It's the same ones. You did an honorable mention for honorable.
No. So top 5 sets, I'd go John Summey, just because, like I said, I'm thoroughly impressed by the dude. I don't know why I'm shocked at this point that he keeps getting better and better. Like this was the factor that put him above Rez for me. I expect it from Rez just because she's done it for like longer. And she's Space Mom. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I still see John Summey as like
she's
an
already in
artist.
the elite names. She's already in the elite names.
Exactly. But the fact that John Summey is just on a fucking tear and doesn't look like he's slowing down, like
at all,
that made his set the top set of the weekend for me. Obviously, Rez number 2, insane fucking set. Griffin number 3, I love that sad boy shit. And it was like when I don't think I've ever filmed so much during a set. Like my phone was fucking out.
Video journalist award.
Literally, dude. Literally, I was in the trenches in that bitch. Set number 4, Chris Lake Sunrise set. He just brought the fucking house down on Friday night or Saturday night, whatever the fuck it was, whatever morning it was.
Yeah.
Set number 5, Nora Ampere. Like, even though we only got to saw the last half, I danced more at her set than so many other sets that day. Like, she's just so fucking good. Solid. Lucy, stop chewing on the fucking plants. Honorable mentions: Lane 8 Sunrise, G Jones, Flume. Honorables. These are sets that impressed me the most that were non-EDM sets: Tovlo and Tash Otana.
Alrighty.
Nice.
Love to hear it. 2.5 minutes over, but we'll accept it.
Hey, Vic, we tried.